All right, hey everybody, I'm going to draw you the next point on our image set here. So I have the 3 dots in our converging lens. I know it's hard to see, it's really washed out here in the middle, but it's my converging lens with thicker in the middle, thinner on the edges. We are going to draw an image now of an object that will be placed, and in this case, this object is placed between F prime and the lens. So you're going to see something very special about that one. Our process will be exactly the same. I've listed kind of the notes of what that looks like. Reminder that the first line you always start as parallel to the principal axis, starting at the top of the object. So here I'm going to put that right at the top of the object and create that line to the central point of the lens. Here again, parallel to that principal axis. Then as we continue, you'll notice that once you go from the center of the lens, you're going to move through the focal point on the opposite side. So here I'm going to set up my ruler and I'm going to draw my line as best as I can, and again continue it for a little bit just to have that extra. All right, so that is still the first line. We'll come back to that in just a bit. Then the next line we're going to draw is, as you see here, we'll start through the center of the lens, rather through we'll start at the top of the object and continue on through the center of the lens. Then we keep going in a straight line beyond that. So let's take a look at what that looks like. So I'm going to set that up here, just like this. And from the top of the object through the center of the lens, I'm going to continue on. Now you might be saying to yourself, Miss Lovell, those lines are never going to intersect on the real side. And you would be right. So in this case, because we see these lines will never intersect over here, what we have to think about is we're actually going to dot the other lines backwards. Okay, so what that means is it's going to create an image on this side of the lens, which is a little bit different than what we've been drawing for these convex lens. So how do I do that is I'll place my straight edge here along the line that I just drew, and I just create some dotted lines moving backwards into the virtual side. This just allows that line to extend into that region. I will do the same thing for the black line that I have as well. But again, trying to focus on keeping it as close to the original line that I had through F as possible. And you might notice, look, it's going to connect there at some point. So let me try to keep that there. And I'm going to dot it back upwards into this virtual side. All right, so we see that they have this dotted line going backwards into the virtual side, which I know is very strange. From here, what we're going to do is, as we did before, we make a point at where they intersect. Okay, so right all the way up there. And then as before, you start at the principal axis, you create this arrow. Okay, and this is our image. Now I know that's strange, right? The image is created behind me. It is. If you were to look at the rays and see it with your eyes, you would see that it's the object appears behind you, which I know is very weird. So let's talk about what are the qualities of this image. So because we know that it is on the same side as the object, it is not where the observer is located on the real side. The image is produced on the opposite side of that. We consider this to be a virtual image. Okay, so it's a virtual image. In addition to that, it is not upside down. It's the same pointing in the same direction as the previous. So it is considered to be upright. And then lastly, if you notice, let's compare the size of the object to the image. The image is always going to be enlarged. It'll be a larger image than actual object size. So a lot of times when you think about like magnifying glasses, you can think of it the same way. It operates similarly, not exactly the same, but a magnifying glass enlarges what the actual object looks like. That's what you're seeing here. It is magnified. So that's what you see when you look at these types of images. They're going to appear in this way. Very strange, I know, but this is how it functions. If you have any questions, just send me an email. Thank you.